Girls and Gloves. Boxing Unboxed.
It's quite a funny story how I got into boxing actually. I started Taekwondo, the combat sport, the martial arts, when I was 4 years old. It was my dad that inspired me to do it. He always wanted me to be able to look after myself with the world being the way it is, and I think being a girl as well is subject to a lot of things, especially back then. So he wanted me to be able to look after myself, be able to fight in case I was bullied or attacked. But the sport sort of changed around about 2008. It wasn't as tough and it was a lot more technical, and I decided I wanted a bit of a change. So me and my dad sort of sat down and looked at the options, and he said, why not try boxing? So I went to a gym. I think I was about 8 years old. I first went to a boxing gym and I was very, very nervous. It was full of men and everyone was sort of looking at me like it's a girl. Like I was just like it was completely unknown women's boxing back then, so it was very scary, but I fit in straight away and I loved it. Like I fell in love with it straight away. There's a saying, it says once you put the gloves on, you never take them off. And I think I've always been like a fighter. I've always loved the adrenaline rush, and fighting it's not like any sport. It's very tough. They say boxing is the toughest sport in the world, but I think with that it's also the most rewarding. I think boxing's definitely empowered women as a whole, not just in the boxing world, but as a whole, because if people see women doing this the same as men, then obviously it's going to create that image that women can do anything that men can, which is true. We can. A few years ago it was quite sad. There was a lot of men in boxing saying women shouldn't be boxing, they shouldn't be getting hit, and there was one tweet, a boxer tweeted, I can't remember who it was, but he said, oh, women shouldn't be boxing, they should be like in the kitchen, and it makes you feel a bit sick, I think, especially me being a female athlete, and you know, I'm like putting my heart and soul into training, but it's definitely came a long way, I think, and it's nice to see that as a woman. There's been a lot of special moments in my boxing career, like getting on the GB squad. When I first got on the England squad when I was 14, 15, that was really special because that was like the start of everything. But I think my biggest achievement was either getting gold in the Youth Commonwealth Games. I won the final by KO in round 2 against the Canadian, or I got a silver in the World Championships when I was 17. I already lost out to the Russian world champion and youth Olympic champion. I've just turned senior, so this is like the age group where I can fight anyone because I'm like over 18 now. So my next steps are hopefully to win the national championships this year and just get myself known on the international stage as a senior boxer and sort of make a statement, and hopefully in a few years I'll be going to the major internationals, the European Championships, World Championships, things like that, and eventually hopefully the Olympic Games. If you don't see yourself like being successful, then you know you've got to have that vision. Even if no one believes in you, you've got to believe in yourself, and I believe I'll be there one day.
Girls and Gloves. Boxing Unboxed.